It was announced this morning that actress Michelle Trachtenberg was found unresponsive in her New York apartment by her mother, and she is pronounced dead at the age of 39. Far too young to pass. I fondly remember her from her role as Georgina Sparks in Gossip Girl. What about you?
For me, there's a couple of them. So it's Buffy playing Dawn Summers. It's, of course, the episode of House that I remember. It's a lot of things. She's one of those. She had a really great episode of the show NCIS LA where she kind of gets dragged around town by Sam and G. Callan, and she's just one of those actors. She had a very, very recognizable face.
Yeah,
very like, she had like a great face for photography. She's a great actress, and it's very, very sad to see. And of course, Harriet the Spy. When I was a kid, that was a thing. That was the one when I saw it the first time. I was like, oh yeah, it'd been so long since I'd seen it because I was a kid when that movie came out.
So the New York Post released a first report about this, saying Trachtenberg was found by her mother at around 8 a.m. today at her apartment building in Manhattan. The actress recently underwent a liver transplant, according to some sources. Her death is not being investigated as suspicious, so there are no reports of any possible foul play here. And they seem to suggest that this is a medical complication related to her liver transplant, but other people are saying that there's no proof that she underwent that procedure.
Oh yeah,
it's getting weird how many conflicting statements are being made.
I'm gonna put this up there from ChatGPT, which is like, ChatGPT is absolutely broken right now. I asked ChatGPT flat out, did Michelle Trachtenberg have a liver transplant? They said no, there are no credible reports or sources indicating that she had a liver transplant. Then I asked, what is her medical history as reported? It says she has kept most of her medical history private. However, she's spoken about dealing with injuries and health challenges. There are no widely reported serious medical conditions such as a liver transplant or major surgeries that have been publicly confirmed. And then it asked, do you want any recent updates on her health? I said yes. It says, I'm deeply saddened to inform you that Michelle Trachtenberg has passed away at the age of 39. She was found unresponsive in her New York City apartment on the morning of February 26, 2025. Recent reports indicate that she had undergone a liver transplant and may have been experiencing complications related to the procedure. ChatGPT is broken.
Yeah, I just saw Tim point out on Twitter that ChatGPT hasn't been working and been spitting out a lot of incorrect information recently, which here you have an example of that. It's just not worth using anymore. But you also made a very strange connection to an episode of House that she guest starred in season 2, where she played a character that underwent not a liver transplant, but a heart transplant.
And was dealing with... So in the episode, her mom is like a helicopter parent that's terrified that her daughter is going to get sick. Knowing that her mom was the one who found her this morning is so crazy. And she had a clean room built in their house for her to live in, and basically you find out that the boyfriend has been sneaking in and brings in a tick, and she got sick from a tick bite, but she does live in that episode. But that was the first thing I thought about when I saw this. And this is another example of ChatGPT just being wrong, because I asked it for a recap of the synopsis, and it gave the completely wrong episode and even got a character name wrong from the season 5 episode. And then it wasn't until I asked for the plot synopsis of the actual episode that I knew that it gets it right and actually mentions her name there.
So if you didn't have such an encyclopedic knowledge of House MD, then you wouldn't have been able to get that information.
Reset the counter.
Yeah, so super weird connection there. And other people, including Michelle Trachtenberg's own fans, had concerns that this could be related to drugs or mental illness. They went on to say in this New York Post article, Trachtenberg had posted a series of troubling photos in recent months to Instagram, where she has 800,000 followers, in which she appeared gaunt and frail, prompting some fans to comment about her startling weight loss and ask if she was on drugs. Back in January last year, Michelle Trachtenberg responded to concerns from fans, saying that she was happy and healthy, and also said that she had never had plastic surgery. Those were also part of the comments that she was receiving.
I mean, this is making me think of the Ariana Grande discussion that we've been having recently, where she looks very unwell and people are pointing it out. And then people get mad when you point it out because they feel like you're not supposed to call these things into question. But the thing is if you're a public figure, this is always going to happen. We mentioned before, the same thing happened with Chadwick Boseman when he made a statement early into COVID and people denoted his, he didn't look well. And that's a scary thing, but it's one of those things you can't stop people from thinking about what's going on with a celebrity. You can't stop people from speculating. It's just part of being in the public eye.
So there was one photo in particular from a month ago that she posted to Instagram. It received a lot of negative comments about her appearance, and I think it's in the New York Post article. Do you have that?
I have that here.
That's the photo in question. And she, if I just came across that photo, I would not have recognized her as Michelle Trachtenberg. I would not. Like, she looks like a different person, and that's what a lot of people in the comments were saying. And I pulled up some. All of these comments are from before her death, from several weeks ago. One said, she looks so different. There's something wrong, and I'm not being a hater. I hope you're healthy and well. This looks like a completely different person. Another one said, heroin addiction is so sad. And then here were a couple more. These comments are awful. You have no idea what's going on, and if she'd ask for help or not, it could be something out of her control, and it's no one's business. She reads these comments. If it's something she can't control or help, your judgmental comments are not helping. Another one said, it's disgusting how effing rude people can be. Does it make you feel good inside making rude comments about her looks? She's beautiful. She is blessed with life. Leave her be. Take your negativity somewhere else. It's pathetic and sad.
Well, here's the thing.
Other people making comments about how she looks like she needs help.
On its face, I agree with that, and I would love in a perfect world for that to be true. But as long as comment sections are left open, you're going to get the good and the bad in equal measure. It sucks, but it's true.
Yeah, and that's exactly the discourse has been going on about Ariana Grande. Every time that someone points out how underweight she is and the fact that she looks like she needs medical attention, then her fan base floods you with clapbacks about how rude that is and how it's not your place to notice, it's not your place to comment, and they even more delusional ones say she actually is the perfect picture of health and you're insane for even saying that. Yeah. But if the reports about Michelle Trachtenberg getting a liver transplant are based in fact, she probably was struggling with some kind of medical diagnosis long before this announcement, and there was probably a complication related to that and not any kind of foul play, not
that said no criminality was suspected at all.
There's nothing drug related that's been reported so far.
And more
she
could come out
probably
later.
Looked gaunt because she was going through this medical crisis.
And then, of course, people then brought up her past comments during COVID into question, and it devolved into even more.
Yeah, then there were other people saying, "Oh, she died from COVID."
Yeah,
so
there
when they know nothing.
As with any time a celebrity dies now, COVID gets immediately brought up, and vaccines immediately get brought up. And I'm not having that discussion. It's not the point of the discussion here. It's not what's going on.
Yeah, it's such a knee-jerk reaction.
More things can come out later. You can have that discussion then.
They even say that about older actors who die at a completely normal age for natural causes. They say, oh, it's the vax, or oh, it's the new variant of whatever. Yeah. There's no basis for that, but R.I.P. Michelle Trachtenberg.
It's very, very sad, and that's, I guess it kind of makes me think more about the nature of celebrity and what it would be like to be a family member of somebody who this person means a whole lot more to the people that love her than she means to the people who worship her or just follow her on social media. And you're going to get vastly different ideas about that. And then to see it all kind of thrown into a blender, into just a mixture of celebrity worship and blind hatred based on a couple of things they may have said or done,
and also jokes,
and a lot of people making jokes about things. And I would rather
saw some people joking about Blake Lively, given that she worked with Blake Lively on Gossip Girl.
I would never want to. She was also a child star, and that also, like, I was watching. I mentioned before that I was watching the episode of Watson recently, and they were talking about kids being put on social media by their parents and how they can't consent. But also now, if you become a celebrity as a child, it's like you can't consent to that. Now you're kind of just saddled with it your whole life, and you have to find a way out if you're not interested in it. I'm not saying that's what the case was for her here, but I'm saying that, if you were a child star in the 90s, now you have that recognition forever, and there's nothing you can do to get out of it. Now you're going through severe health problems, and people are using it as a way to kind of bloviate about what it all means and whether you're healthy or not. And I wouldn't want that. I would have never wanted to have that level of success or fame, because I don't want people to have to, take bets and make jokes about my health. Like,
yeah, I don't remember his name, but I saw similar conversations happening about this child actor from Disney who was on the show Jessie. He died of a seizure, I think. And people were, his name is Cameron Boyce. He died of a seizure caused by an ongoing medical condition back in 2019.
Okay.
And people were creating all of these conspiracy theories about how, like, they were trying to silence him because he worked at Disney and he had information on people, and, like, he had blackmail material, so they had to silence him this way. And I just noticed that people kind of took it and spiraled with it immediately. It took no time at all.
And to the people that love them, it's just an absurd overreaction.
Right.
Like, it's
there are the people who love them, and there are the people who, quote unquote, love them.
Love what they could do for them because they confirm their worldview.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Rest in peace. It's very, very sad.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media, and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.